So Tom, it's grilling season. I came in to get some ideas. I'm having a little get-together on Thursday. Some steaks or something different. What would you recommend?
Well, a lot of people cook bratwurst, hamburgers. Most people seem to go for New York, the steaks, the beef steaks. I think ribeye is a little oversold. New York top sirloin is a very affordable. We guarantee the tenderness of our top sirloins and that you won't be dissatisfied if you go grill a top sirloin. And so I guess I'd recommend a top sirloin.
Now I'll try that, but I've also used skirt steak before for fajitas. But what about grilling? Is it good for grilling?
Yes, a lot of people will grill a skirt steak. We probably ought to marinate it, but let me go show you these cuts. Okay. Okay, Vince, so now I've got this top sirloin here. Let me cut it off. How thick do you like it? About like that?
Yeah, I like it on the thicker side. I cook them medium.
Okay. Now that's a full cut top sirloin. How big do you, about half that big?
Half that would be good.
That'd be about a 12 ounce right there. So we'll take that size.
Now you mentioned you guarantee the tenderness. What does that mean, that you guarantee it?
Well, here at Horlockers, we use a process that Grandpa came up with years ago, and since then he's been guaranteeing we've been able to guarantee the tenderness of our steaks. It's the way we handle them, it's the way we age them, it's the way we take care of them. You know, Grandpa years ago, back in the 60s, he came up with this, try it once, you'll serve no other, and he put it on the old hats we used to wear. But it's still true. Try it once, I'll bet you won't serve any other. Customers are always coming back. Anyway,
that's good to know.
Anyway, so you probably need you said about 15, 20 of these maybe?
Yeah, about 20.
Okay, we'll put up that for you. Now, you also mentioned you wanted to go to some skirt steak.
Right. Like I said, I've only used them for fajitas, but I'm thinking of
grilling them. I think they make a great grilling steak. We used to sell them a lot to a steakhouse when I was young. You can see it has marbling in it. It has a lot of flakiness in it, and it's uniquely different because of that flakiness. Now, we've had this in marinated. You brought the marinade.
Right. I brought the Casper's, the original Casper's dressing, which is a sesame vinaigrette. It kind of has an Asian flavor.
That sounds really good, and we do need to marinate these things. It helps. We need to sear these steaks when we cook them, so they'll hold the juice, the moisture in them, and the juiciness in them. And so the marinade, the oil and the vinegar combination helps seal that in and helps the tenderizing process of these maybe somewhat a little bit tougher cuts, but properly prepared, they're very tender and good.
Tom, I got a little quiz for you. In the grocery stores, all the commercial salad dressings and marinades, what is the first ingredient? If you flip it over and look at the ingredient list, do you have an idea?
Boy, you know that, I don't know, I never looked. I would guess, I would have to assume vegetable oil.
Actually, it's water. Almost every commercial salad dressing and condiment, the first ingredient is water, and ingredients are listed based on what proportion of it. You know, the first ingredient, that's what it mostly contains. Yeah. Now, our dressings, if you pick up the balsamic vinaigrette there, and what's the first ingredient?
Ingredients: canola oil, then rice vinegar.
Is there water anywhere on that ingredient list?
No, I don't see any at all.
See, that's why these dressings they're so much more than a salad dressing, because they're so concentrated, and as a marinade, they stick to the product. They penetrate and stick to the product, whereas if it was mostly water, it would mostly run off.
That makes sense. In order to sear the juices in, we need to put a coat of something that will hold them, and the oils will. Water wouldn't. That makes sense.
Now back to this skirt steak, I'm really not sure, once I sear it, which direction do I cut the strips in? Well, how would you cut it?
It's a rule of thumb in all meats to always cut against the grain. In other words, the grain is this way, very evident in the skirt steak. You'd want to cut it against the grain, and then you'd have little flaky pieces that would just kind of flake off as you're chewing it in your mouth in shorter pieces.
It's good to know, thanks. So Tom, you mentioned there are other products here that are really popular. What are those?
Well, we still use the same cure recipes that Grandpa used. The ham is, bar none, the best in the world, I think. Well trimmed, very flavorful, brown sugar cure. French dip, the barbecue beef, pork, and chicken are very popular. We'll sell like 1,000 pounds on one day before Christmas of those. We bake our own rolls here to go with them. The jerky. People come back for generations looking for what they had when they were little kids. Those are basically maybe the most popular things.
So Tom, how do we get here? How do we find you?
We're on Main Street, just off from Main Street. 7th North and 30 West is our physical address in the back of that building. The storefront faces Main Street between, just south of 7th North, between the hairdresser and the auto glass place, across from Angie's. And if you come back, you'll find our storefront right there, easy to find.
Thanks.
You bet. Thank you.